Breaking news, my country people. In a recent development, the Supreme Court declared the ally of WIKE, Samuel Anyanwu, as the authentic National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party. The Apex Court set aside the judgment of the Court of Appeal in Enugu, which had ruled against him by recognizing Sunday Ude Okoye as the secretary of the party. In its decision, the Supreme Court agreed with Anyanwu's argument that both the Court of Appeal and the trial court in Enugu lacked the authority to hear the case, as it involved the internal affairs of the PDP. But then, the Supreme Court has ruled in favor of Samuel Anyanwu, declaring him the legitimate National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party. A five-man panel of the Supreme Court, led by Justice Abba Aji, set aside the December 20th, 2024 judgment of the Court of Appeal in Enugu, which had upheld the High Court decision, removing Anyanwu and recognizing Sunday Okoye as his replacement. Dissatisfied with the appellate court ruling, Anyanwu took the matter to the Supreme Court, arguing that both the Court of Appeal and the Enugu High Court lacked the jurisdiction to decide on issues concerning the internal affairs of the PDP. He maintained that the party leadership and members' matter are non-justifiable and should not be determined by the court. Anyanwu also faulted the lower court for failing to consider whether the plaintiff had exhausted the PDP's internal dispute resolution mechanism before filing the suit. Additionally, he questioned the decision to grant the plaintiff locus standi to challenge his position, insisting that such matters are fundamental to the court's jurisdiction. Furthermore, Anyanwu challenged the interpretation of Section 8212 of the Electoral Act 2022 by the lower courts, asserting that he neither resigned nor was he removed from office as the National Secretary. He argued that the PDP constitution clearly outlines procedures for vacating his executive positions, and that there was no legal basis for the court's conclusion that he did not leave the office. He emphasized that Article 47 of the PDP constitution provides for a single 4-year term for party officers, reinforcing his claim that his removal was unlawful. It could be recalled that Ude Okoye had received the backings of the PDP National Working Committee and the Board of Trustees and Governors Forum, but the Supreme Court now has ruled in favor of Samuel Anyanwu, an ally of Minister Nyesom Wike. Well, this is the People's Democratic Party and their eternal crisis. It's a shame that they've allowed themselves to be dragged by Nyesom Wike. I mean, the party has crippled. The PDP has crippled, and I don't think there is nothing anybody can do about it. They've crippled themselves. They've allowed themselves to be brought down to this state. The easiest thing they could have done was to probably suspend Wike, the likes of Wike, Damagu, Anyanwu, and all of that. But they didn't do so. Before all these things, look at what it has resulted in. So the PDP, for now, I think I don't think they are the major opposition party we have in Nigeria. No, the PDP is currently struggling. They are drowning, and they are trying to, to drag others with them. It is only God that will save Nigeria from a one-party state, because we fear that this country is gradually turning into a one-party state. It's only unfortunate that there won't be any opposition to stop this from happening, because the opposition we felt we had, well, they have internal issues, they have crises of their own. So I don't think any strong opposition would emerge to confront the All Progressive Congress. Oppositions are there to checkmate the actions of the ruling party, but obviously the PDP, they have their own issues. They are trying to settle their leadership tussle. Wike, who is there pressing their necks, and the courts always giving judgment. So this is the affairs of the PDP, guys. This is the affairs of the People's Democratic Party. I really hope God will save Nigeria from falling into a one-party state, because if there are no opposition left, then APC, will take this country for a ride. If there is no opposition left, if there is no PDP, if there is no Labour Party, if there is no SDP or any other political parties, this APC will take this country and its people for a ride. So my country people, let's watch how things will unfold. And yes, there are talks of a coalition, a political coalition, where opposition political parties are, wanting to come together to form a strong coalition. Let's see how that would work for them, because their sole aim is to remove the APC from power. It's not as if they have the interest of Nigerians at heart. No, they don't have the interest of Nigerians at heart. That was how APC came into power in the first place. They formed a strong coalition. That was during the Buhari's before in 2015, when Buhari came into power, and they said they wanted to bring change, and they brought change to Nigeria. And look at where we are now. Nigerians are the ones, in fact, the change has really changed us, because ever since APC came to power, this country has not been the same. Things has been going from bad to worse. So my country people, make una come chook mouth for this matter. We also know that the judiciary is dead in Nigeria. Unfortunately, the judiciary is dead in Nigeria. It is pathetic that the judiciary that used to be the last hope of the common man is now in the hands of politicians, is now in the hands of power mongers, people that wants to, they want to remain in power by whatever cost. They don't care. It's so unfortunate and pathetic that the judiciary now has lost its powers. They are now powerless. They are now used as tools, They are now tools in the hands of politicians. They can easily bend the judiciary to their whim. It's so unfortunate that we don't have any judiciary in Nigeria, because obviously they've been pocketed, they've been compromised. Now the last hope of the common man has been bashed. Who will save us in this country? Who will save this country? The Supreme Court, the judiciary, the Senate, the House of Assembly, the police, the EFCC, all of them, they are all compromised. Who will help Nigeria? So guys, what are your thoughts on this? I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts concerning